Hi, Scott here again. Here, looking at confirmation again for you at Valois United Church. And today we're thinking about ministry. Ministry. Ministry is a relational activity. It's something to pay attention to in terms of our relationships. We're going to look at Matthew 25, verses 31 to 46 or so. And I want you to pay attention to what Jesus is saying here, some of the words and some of the phrases that are there in what Matthew writes. 25, 31 to 46. When the Son of Man comes in glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory, and all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people from one another as a shepherd separates sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right hand and goats at the left. And then the king will say to those at his right hand, "Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer to him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it when we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." Then he will say to those at his left, "You that are accursed, depart from me into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not give me clothing. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." And they will also answer, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry, or thirsty, or stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not take care of you?" Then he will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me." And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. I want you to think for a few minutes about the ways in which Jesus ministered to people. And then I want you also to think of at least three ways that your church ministers to its own members. And then I want you to think about three ways that it ministers to those outside of its immediate membership. How is it that you minister to others? Jesus placed a great deal of importance on ministry and has entrusted us with ministry. And so, if you're wondering about things, I know some of you have been doing readings on Sundays from the M&S Fund. Some of you have been invited to come to church and to read a little bit about what M&S is and how we share in that together as churches in the United Church of Canada. About some of the ministries that we share in together, helping to fund those things across Canada and other parts of the world. What did you learn from those readings about how we minister to others and how we minister to others together? Well, take care, and I want you to think about the importance of ministry, finding a way to engage in ministry as a person who is becoming a full member of our church. Take care. Bye bye.